Hey, what's up? It's Tony. Just want to share something, with you, because as we get older, and this is not just for people who are getting older, but it seems to be as we get older, we're dealing with a lot more crises, a lot more health crises, a lot more stress that makes it hard to embrace, getting older. Even though it's a beautiful thing, aging is not to be feared. Anyways, a very, very good friend of mine. A beautiful person, inside and out, kind and honest, and just one of the most incredible people that you will ever meet in your life. And she recently was diagnosed with breast cancer, and a very serious breast cancer. I don't remember exactly the name of the one that she has, but it's the kind of cancer that she will have for the rest of her life, and it has to be managed. And when this happened, of course, I was shocked, she was shocked, I was mad, and she was mad. I mean, there were so many emotions to contend with, and for me, I was just so angry about why her, and I had to soon let that go because there is no explanation. It's futile for me to stay in anger and ask all these questions like, why couldn't it be like a horrible person, or that got this and not a good person? And I can't explain it, and it rocked my foundation and my faith and what I believe, and I had to let it go because it wasn't serving me, and it certainly wasn't helping my friend. And so by speaking with her, she said something that was really profound. And so we were sitting there at her house one night, and I was talking to her about, her family, because she has 3 young children, and, husband, and, she was not even 50 when she was diagnosed, and she has, and has planned and had planned for a full life in front of her, to raise her children and, grandchildren and the whole 9 yards. And so I asked her, I said, right, what are you afraid of? Right? And I think what I'm about to say will serve people who are taking this life for granted, taking their joy, their resources, their liberties, their freedoms, they're like for granted, they're complaining over stuff. And this was profound. She said to me, Tony, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not living. That blew me away because it is so different and so profound, because it's not about the act of dying, it's about the act of not living. And she elaborated it because my mouth was hanging down. I was just like, wow, And she elaborated and said what she means by that is that she's afraid not to be around for all the things that she thought that she would be. Right? For raising her family, for watching her boys grow up and watching them get married, growing old with her husband. That's what she was afraid of more than death. And I think, and what struck me about this is how a lot of us live our lives with this attitude of this seemingly endless amount of time. And we don't have all the time in the world. It is not finite, this time. It has an expiration date. And what would it take for us to really embrace this life, to really enjoy it and create memories and laughter and find love and do our passion and quit wasting time before we get hit with something? Because yes, she has a terminal sickness, and she now has to monitor her life, and there could be a shorter end date than maybe you or I. But the fact remains is that there's an end date, right? And at that point, when it's on this side of time, will we be on that side of time thinking to ourselves, I wish I had done more with my time so that I wouldn't miss life. Just like my friend who is on this spectrum of time, who is not afraid of dying, but more afraid of missing her life. And if you look at it like that, I think that, well, at least for myself, I am taking a much more proactive approach in terms of what I do with my time, how I spend it, what I worry about, what I want to get done with this really small amount of time. So I hope that helps people really take into consideration, what they're doing. I know that this world is really difficult and can be so hard and seems so unfair and so incredibly, incredibly sad. But we're still here, and we have to do our best with what we have and really honor it and try to enjoy it and not take it for granted, because somebody right now is praying for your worst day. They really are. So if you look at it like that, you'll probably get up off your ass and really start to take a more positive approach to how you're living this very short period of time.